The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnel Strategy Show for the 27th of August, 2021. And I'm here with the wonderful Serena. How are you doing today, Serena?
I'm doing really well, thanks, mate. And I was thinking, saying this morning, I can hear myself echo, how did we get to Friday already so quickly? It's been such a huge week. I just can't believe. I mean, most people say TGIF, thank God it's Friday, because they look forward to a weekend of, relax and whatever. But, we sometimes have busy weekends as well. So, but thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday, but, Friday doesn't really mean anything to us.
No, I know. It does to a certain degree. It's almost a bit more relaxing time to catch up sometimes on things.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. So you guys know the drill. This show, we do not put any types of advertising behind the show. So if we add some value to you in some way, shape, or form, all we ask is that if we offer value to you, you offer a little bit of value back to us in return. And just share the show. Because every Monday, every Friday, we're coming at you guys with some new tactics, strategies, things that are going on in the marketing world, bit of motivation, that type of stuff to kind of help you and your business go to a new level. And we're excited about today's show as well. And, we're always looking for new content. And one thing that we want to talk about today is that, there's a lot of information out there in the world. There's a lot of people talking about different things. There's a lot of industries, right? And every industry has a different thought pattern, a different way of doing things. They have concepts that work. They have concepts that don't work. They have systems that literally blow an industry out of the water. And they also have some that don't. And there's always something to learn from another industry. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. And, in an information world right now, Serena and I, we talk about this a fair bit as well, just between ourselves. So we thought we'd bring this to you guys today as well. Serena, with all this information, it's kind of like, when you look at different industries, you look at different products, different services, how people do things, how they don't do things, that type of stuff. What's some of the biggest things you can foresee around this that, people can take from other industries and use? Do you have some thoughts around this?
Well, I do, consider, like what we actually discussed. My thought process is because I watch, I guess what I've done in the past, and I also watch what you do now in the current now. And, there's a couple of different things that happens here. Number one, we look at what our competitors are doing, and we look closely, so close that often we even purchase their programs to see what they're doing, how they're doing it, how effective is it, and stuff like that. And then apart from that, Jared's more the go person with that because I'm so busy making sure everything gets done around the place. So he's got the time to really focus on looking deep into something. He breaks things down, he tries it, and then he pulls the best of it out and then recreates it to make something work for our business as well too. And it always blows me away when I see sort of Jared do it, because he's always putting something in my face, take a look at this, and it's like, oh gosh, when do I have time? You're the one that's really good at that. You go for it, because I know what you're going to do with it when you break it down and what you turn it into. And that's amazing, because he just comes up with all the ideas and everything from looking and implementing what your best competitors are doing. I don't mean go and find your worst competitors. You don't want to lower yourself. But, to grow, if you stay stale, you won't grow. And it's really hard for you to then get new customers coming in, because you're not doing anything different from what you always do. When you actually do stuff like, you know, we give out value, we do free webinars and offer stuff to people, that helps you to grow, because then people refer you to other people. And then when you're implementing stuff from other competitors and creating it, you don't have to do it exactly the same. Sometimes you can. You know, there's lots of people doing copying of other people. As long as you don't just copy, you make it your own content, but you can copy the style. And then you can create something different, and you're always adding something different. So there's always growth, there's always excitement, there's always, you know, even yourself in your own business not getting bored, you know, by recreating different things and doing different stuff. If you have to do the same thing day in and day out for 50 years, you might as well go and work for a company and get the gold watch and the bottle of wine at the end of it, you know. So that's how I perceive what you do, Jared, with stuff for growth and creating different programs and things. I love it.
Yeah, because I mean, number one, I think you got to listen to your marketplace a lot. But the thing that a lot of people miss, and I actually got this from a guy named Jay Abraham, who's who's predicted to be the highest paid consultant in the world, business consultant in the world. He said, most business owners these days, they look at what's going on in their industry and they say, that is how it is in my industry, right? And when you look at your industry as a whole, yes, your industry does have a way of doing things normally. But he said, you know, this is what we call tunnel vision, right? You're in a state of doing what you believe is what your industry does and what works in your industry, and you're now closed off from everything else. You've got complete tunnel vision. Whereas he said, you've got to have a thought pattern of funnel vision, right? What's worked in another industry in terms of, you know, the funnel, the way that they do things, and then how can that be interpreted or brought across to what it is to do with my business? And this is, I guess, largely how I've had the ability to be able to come up with a lot of these different marketing concepts, because I've taken from little bits that I've learned from the car industry, little bits I've learned from the finance industry, little bits I learned from the insurance field, little bits that I learned from coaching, consulting, little bits that I learned from, you know, these leadership companies, little bits I learned from corporates, right? I was having a conversation with a friend the other week who works for Rio Tinto, and they were explaining to me just some of the procedures that they use and some of the procedures that they go through with a lot of their engineering department. And I found it quite fascinating, the decision-making processes that they use there. And I've gone and looked at a few different things that they're doing and the way that they're doing things, and kind of they've got, like, you know, some main steps that they go through to be able to, you know, either quote engineering type, you know, in the project management side, or right down to the macro of physically, like, drawing out all the designs, implementing the designs, and how they come up with costings and all that type of stuff as well. And, you know, if you look at it, project management, the way that you come to decisions, the way that you make decisions is all the exact same way as what we do in business, right? And, you know, every business does have certain projects that they would complete and so on as well as part of that. And I've gone, well, okay, what can be done now to kind of implement into our business to do the same thing? I'll give you another idea. The beauty industry, we do a lot of marketing for the beauty industry. So like hair, beauty, skin, all that type of stuff. Eyebrows, lashes, pedicures, manicures, all these different services within the beauty industry. Botox, right down to teeth, etc. as well, dentistry, cosmetic type stuff. And, you know, they've got a different way, or a slightly different way, that they market these services as well, as opposed to things like bookkeeping and all this type of, all this side as well. So, like, all of them are very, very different in some way, shape or form as to the way that they market. A large percentage of, you know, how we came up with our marketing concept, which you can kind of see in the background of this video a little bit too, was a large percentage of what we came up with for the industry of beauty and hair as well, which now gets implemented across the health marketplace. We use it ourselves, and we use it across many different industries now, just from a lot of the experience that we've come up with over the last, since 2014 I've been doing this, but 2018 we've been doing it in this background, right? So the whole idea or the concept, just to give you guys a quick overview, is how do you go about acquiring clients with no cost of advertising? The second protocol around that is how do you get paid to acquire clients? Then how do you go about enhancing a customer's value each year to your business? And then finally, how do you go about multiplying that many times over to be able to create exponential growth in your business? Because let's face it, if your business as a whole acquires clients at no cost, acquires clients and gets paid to acquire clients, then they enhance that customer's value each and every single year as well, and then they multiply it several times over. If you've had a client that you've acquired for $65 once-off purchase, and they turn into a lifetime valued customer of, maybe $2,000 one year, $5,000 the next, $10,000 the next, and you can really keep enhancing what it is that you're doing to be able to increase the value and enhance the value of that customer, and then multiply it year on year. Your business in 10 years time, or your business in 20 years time, for example, could have this huge, marketplace of clients that come every single month and are paying upwards per year of $5,000, $10,000 plus. And if you just work on these three main core drivers within your service, the world's your oyster. How far do you want to take it? It's just a question of then how much more do you want to continue to invest in? Because, to get a client that's worth $5,000 to your business, you could spend $500, you could spend $1,000. It wouldn't matter. You're making $5,000. So these concepts are very simple, and, it's just about developing it towards your business. And then if you look at the tactical side of how many industries actually acquire clients or find clients, there's so many different ways to be able to do it these days. You can buy leads. There's hundreds of organic strategies you can use. Your business has assets consistently that you can tap into to find inquiries. There's many different paid advertising platforms these days to kind of amplify your brand. And every industry does it slightly differently and has different brands, different offers, different strategies, different ways of bringing through people that are successful for them. And all you got to do is just find those little trigger points, because there's always those little trigger points in marketing campaigns and things that other industries do really well that you can go, oh my God, if I just articulated what they have slightly differently to reflect my service, what happens? Boom.
Yeah. Boom shakalaka.
Yep. And it's just little things like this that a lot of people, they just get stuck in their industry, not looking at what works outside of it, when, the gold is actually outside your industry, right? Serena, we're pretty lucky because we kind of see many different industries, correct?
Well, I think that's what, I have to admit there's a couple of industries that's not my favorites. So I'm glad we work with different industries, because you get to work. There's sometimes like, a lot of stuff that I've done over my past life have a little bit different to a lot of stuff that Jared's done. So when we get the different niches, it's really good, because he's really good with, I like get a little bit of a blank sometimes and go, I just don't know what to write for this. It's just not in my brain. And he'll just go, blah, 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 and out comes all the stuff. Whereas when it's in my capacity of the information and knowledge that I've got, then I can go 100 miles an hour with it as well. So it takes, I don't want to use the word boredom. So it takes away the something of, trying to be creative on just constantly one thing, and that you can't be. Whereas you know that if I'm not, you are, or if you are, if you're not, I am, and therefore the flow keeps going. That's what's important.
It's very true. It's like, business, when you get to see all these different industries, you get to see different things is what people have done to be able to grow to a certain level. And, we've got some that have just done out of the box different types of networking, the way that they articulate their product, their service, things like that. Currently, we got to speak with businesses doing several $1 million a year as part of our partnership program as well. So, we're very, very lucky to see all of this. And this is like, when people come to our events and all that type of stuff that we run, they get to kind of see from a lot of these types of people. Like, for example, what I had on the screen there before, we've got our Ultimate Business boot camp coming up next month on the 25th and the 26th. So if you haven't got a ticket yet, cheeky plug, grab it. But basically at this event, we've got 3 main guest speakers coming actually to this particular event. One's Michael Nolst, who's a business consultant, but he's worked in IT, software, mental health, grown multi-million-dollar businesses across these niches as well. I mean, most people grow $1 million business in one industry. They can't do it and duplicate the same success across many different industries. So, he's done incredibly well with that. Then we've also got one, Karina Dalnone, who is in the beauty industry. She's coming to share a lot of what she's learned and how she's been able to grow and add upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 a month to her business with the utilization of social media. We've got Sarah Gale coming and speaking at the event as well. She's 3.6 million people reached organically from one post. Organically every single month, where people say Facebook organic is dead. She reaches organically 80,000 people plus per month, just organically with no paid advertising. I've seen that. I've verified that, which is completely epic. And they're going to share, a lot of what they've done to be able to grow businesses in different industries, and some of the systems that they use, the organic strategies they use, the paid strategies they use, the sales conversations they have into their business model, and what they, how they deal with their business model and how it works, some of the little connecting parts, which is pretty epic as well, because you can see, hey, this is working here. Hey, this is working there. Hey, this is working here. And then you can go, okay, cool. Now, how can I implement this to do what it is that I do as well? And that's the cool thing about it. And that's why we obviously wanted to start bringing these events to people too, because, people need the information to see what's working in other industries rather than just see what's working in their own as well. That's where the true value comes from. And it's, like the concept that we've got for our marketing strategy and how it works. And you can't sort of see the sales cycles behind all of this, because this thing is a little bit bigger than what it is. But we've got our full sales cycle around this particular model as well, within the battle plan marketing method too, which is really, really cool. And we'll talk about that a lot more at the event and break down some specific stuff that's working across a multitude of different types of industries as well, across branding, across revenue growth, different industries, different cycles, personal branding, how to up-level your personal brand, systems, automation, and, more importantly, business growth from 2021 to the end of the year and beyond. Because let's face it, we're in August now. Where's the year gone, Serena?
Well, what is it now? August. Oh my, it's the end of August, September, October, November. So it's only 4 months to Christmas. And Christmas. It's every week just comes and goes really fast every year. In fact, I said to Guli, I'm not going to say my age. It doesn't bother me, but I said, how the hell did I get to here? I'm like, where did it all go? And I said, and you'll be saying the same thing when you get there as well, because 1 minute you're there, like 1 minute I'm where you are, and next minute you're going to be where I am, Jared, and you're going to be saying the same things, because you just don't know how it just goes so quick.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like a holiday. I've always learned that when you go somewhere that you really want to be and spend a lot of time at, like the beach or, like in Bali or Thailand or all those sort of places, Fiji, Hawaii, you go for 2 weeks. The first 10, say 9 days, 8 days go really slow and it's great. And then the rest go, whoom, and before you know it, it's over.
Does. So quick. So quick. So the challenge for every single one of you today that are watching this episode, the challenge today is go and have a look at a completely outside the box industry and start having a look at their online presence, how they do things, what areas they market, what areas they don't market, and really look into depth marketing strategy, business strategy, things like that. So look at a completely outside the box industry and look at some of the main competitors nationally, internationally, and also local as well. And, see how they do things, what they do, how they do it, right?
What attracts you
And
to them? The same thing that attracts you to them will attract your clients to you as well too, because you were a client of yourself at one stage. We've said that before. And the other thing as well too is, you need to make sure that you have that higher growth. It's like having a coach. You can't expect your business to grow if you're not coaching yourself through whatever means, whatever way, whatever different things you can do to be better. And that's what you have to work out. You have to keep your business moving forward with ideas and with the time. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like that's that's another thing I said to, when we had that problem with the bank this morning, sitting there nearly 4 hours, and Gully said, well, that's the way of sort of what's here. I said, yes, but it doesn't have to be the way. If you don't say something, it will never change. So, if you don't do something, it will never change. You have to be the change somewhere, as the client, as the business, as the coach.
That's it. That's
the other thing I was going to say too, sorry, with this event here, what really bothers me is, we're doing a full 2-day event from our time per 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock. So you get time to do all your shopping and relaxing by the beach during the day or whatever, if it's sunny where you are. But the thing is, because it's free, are you going to give it the value that it deserves to get? It's free. So that means somebody, well, maybe I'll go or maybe I'll not. You have no idea the knowledge that you can receive from this for free. Free doesn't mean it's careless or to be disrespected. You take advantage of getting something like that because you don't know what you walk away with. So please, take advantage of it and come and actually be part of it. You won't regret it, trust me.
3 days, we've got guest speakers coming along to it, successful business owners that are in the trenches right now in a multitude of different industries. We've got, we're covering organic marketing, we're covering paid marketing channels, we're covering branding. Basically, no matter where your business is at, if it's looking to really create highly profitable marketing campaigns online throughout social media, etc., you definitely want to get along to it. All you got to do is just go to ultimatebusinessevents.com and it's yours, the ticket.
The other thing as well too, I just sort of thought of it, even when you say, there's non-paid and there's paid, when you really think about it, the paid advertising is non-paid anyway, because when you do it the right way and you know how to market your paid advertising, you acquire clients and therefore your advertising is no cost. Exactly.
And that's what we're going to be talking about at the event actually too. It's going to be, how you can get paid to find paid clients. So we're not talking about, hey, generating leads at this event. We're talking about how can you get paid to get paid clients. So, it's a very different concept, but it's something that we've been doing for a very long time. And it's just a question of, you just keep spending, right? And you just keep growing and you keep selling. That's what it all comes down to. And that's what we're going to be talking about at the event as well. And people are just going to be sharing live experiences, which is the big thing as well. Just live experiences of exactly what they've been doing, how they've been doing things, different industries, like we're talking about today. You need to see what's going on outside your industry to really see exactly what concepts could be implemented into your business to be able to take it to a new level. That's what it's always about. Look outside your industry, see what's working, rather than fitting into the norm in your current industry. If you fit into the norm, you'll always be normal. But if you look outside, you'll get outside the box results. That's the cool thing.
Spot on, Harmon.
Fantastic. Let's wind this one up for today. We've got another meeting now as well. So super excited for you all checking in for today's show. If it's added some value to you in some way, shape, or form, please share it. Share it with somebody who could actually need this type of information that's free. If you haven't yet, make sure that you register for the Ultimate Business Bootcamp. Just go to ultimatebusinessevents.com. That's ultimatebusinessevents.com. It's completely free, 2 whole days with us, sharing with you marketing strategies that are profitable, scalable, that turn, these potential clients and everything that you're seeing online into actual revenue for your business. So make sure you show up to it. Make sure you be there. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out. And there is a capacity on this event as well. So
just quickly to add as well, the times fit in with most countries around the world. So anybody can do it.
100%. Remember this one thing, everybody. If you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. And remember to be a warrior. I will see you guys, and Serena will see you on Monday, 1 p.m. Perth time, 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. New Zealand time. See you all then. Cheers.
Bye-bye.